How you doing? It's Brad Stinson, the Mortgage Marine. Over the past couple months, I've received a lot of questions in regards to occupancy, and last month alone, we had two unique situations in which occupancy became a huge issue. We did overcome them. We did get the active duty member to the closing table, and we got the veteran to the closing table. So here is occupancy according to the VA home loan. All right, so occupancy as defined in Chapter 3 of the VA Lender Handbook. Occupancy is a law that requires the veteran obtaining a VA home loan. As of the certification, aka closing, the veteran must either personally live in the home, or this is typically for a refinance, or intend to occupy the dwelling at the completion of the loan acquisition of the dwelling, and use it as his or her primary residence and establish occupancy in a reasonable time. VA being vague again. So what does this mean? Let's dive into it. All right. First, let's establish primary residency. What is a primary residency? Well, I mean, it is your primary home, but per definition, it means you live in this home majority of the year. Well, what is a majority? 51% of the time, or 183 days. This is good to know for you snowbirds here in the state of Michigan that go down to Florida or Arizona during the cold months. I am jealous of you. So what is considered to be a reasonable time? Well, the VA Lender Handbook defines reasonable time as 60 days or less. Now, does that mean you, the active duty member who is either going on deployment or is on deployment right now, must occupy the home? No. There are circumstances in which dictate a longer period in which it takes you to obtain occupancy. That's okay. But you know about it, and I know about it. We can document it, and there's some sort of date involved, right? If we have those, we're good. However, anything above and beyond 12 months does become problematic, so it's very important that who you work with matters. Now, who can satisfy occupancy? This is one of the most common myths or misconceptions about the occupancy rule when you're talking about the VA home loan. Many veterans and many people believe that the only person who can satisfy occupancy, so there are two entities in which can satisfy occupancy for the VA home loan. Number one, and most obvious, is the spouse. Spouse can satisfy occupancy in the event that the veteran or active duty member is deployed or not able to reside in the home for a specific period of time. Case in point, last month we had an Army veteran who is getting out of the Army come March 2021. He wants to send his wife and kids back home to be closer to family, establish their roots ahead of the school year. So he purchased a home, sent his wife and kids back here. We closed on the loan, no problem at all. He is still down in Fort Campbell in Kentucky until March of 2021. That's when his terminal leave starts. He technically gets out of the Army in June of 2021. That wasn't a problem because his wife can satisfy occupancy. On January 1st, 2020, the occupancy rule was updated to extend to dependent children. Now, dependent children can now satisfy occupancy. Now, there is a caveat with this. There are lawyers involved, there are forms involved, and there's age restrictions involved. Okay, so it's very important. Again, who you work with matters. They know these things that could help you get to the closing table. Spouse and dependent child can satisfy occupancy in the event the veteran or active duty member cannot. Make sense? So there you have it. Occupancy in a nutshell. Occupancy means that you intend to occupy this home that you are purchasing with the VA home loan as your primary residence. You must establish occupancy within a reasonable time, 60 days. If you have to go over 60 days, that's okay. We just need to document it. Who can satisfy occupancy? Your spouse, dependent child. Easy as that. VA home loan I.E.D. occupancy. Successfully navigated. My name is Brad Stinson, the Mortgage Marine. Have a great week. Semper Fi. Get after it. I'm out here.